Hey, I love cartoons, and I've been watching them since I was a little kid.
Not as long as we have our imagination.
Looking good, Turner!
Dinkelberg.
Man!
My name is not Meme.
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza absolutively. Pizza.
Why are you watching SpongeBob?
The humor is designed to entertain people of all ages. But one show that always stood out to me as a kid was Tom and Jerry, because it's all timeless physical comedy. I don't care if you're a baby who doesn't know his foot from his face, or a 90-year-old who doesn't know either. A cock-blocking mouse is gonna make you laugh. But beyond the visual comedy, the thing that makes Tom and Jerry so special to me is the music. It's so expressive. You can tell what's happening on screen just by listening to the sound. And that's what I want to look at today. When you think of classic Tom and Jerry antics, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Running around.
Excessive violence?
Casual racism.
Is right, you stay here. And it's the cornerstone of every Tom and Jerry story. One way or another, if you're watching Tom and Jerry, someone's running around. And they've wanted you to know that since day one, baby. Since 1940. Since before Tom was Tom. Also, that's not a joke. In the first episode they aired, they called him Jasper and made him look like low-res Mr. Bean and then immediately changed him to the Tom we know today. Second episode, swear to God. Anyway, what goes into the music of a Tom and Jerry running sequence? Well, by performing a PhD thesis' worth of research and analyzing decades of footage, a Tom and Jerry running sequence has a bunch of fast notes that move mostly by step. And a step is just playing a note directly above or below the one you're on in a scale. Anyway. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But it's pretty much that simple. And if you think about it, that's what this music is supposed to be. There's not supposed to be some lick, some motif, some cadence that you have to keep track of. You have fast fluid lines, usually in something nimble like a flute or a violin or something. And that's all they need to musically represent the fighter plane engines Tom and Jerry have for legs. They used to distinguish each one's running music a little differently from how they do today, though. You may not be aware that Tom used to run like an actual cat, which they stopped doing pretty early on. For good reason. But just look at how creatively they used to musically inform you who you're watching. Jerry's got these fast 16th notes for his little steps, and Tom gets this bouncy, lopsided effect for each one of his strides. Look at how good this little bit is. This show used to go so hard. They still differentiate the two, just in other ways. Jerry's flurry of notes is usually high and fluid, while Tom's flurry is usually lower in register and a little more awkward. It's different, but they used to stuff every moment with different musical information. I just love it. 2 out of 2 thumbs up for how fun the running is. Falling. This one seems pretty easy. Just play some descending notes. But, ooh, what's that little nuance? A lot of chromatic motion going on here. But that misses a little detail, a little nuance about falling, which is that things fall when they're unstable. Did you catch that? What about in this one? What, you don't have outstanding, perfect, and/or relative pitch? We've got chromatic movement along highly unstable chords. This guy? We're bouncing up and down along tritones, the least stable interval to make our way down a chromatic scale. And this one? It's descending along an augmented chord. That one's unstable too, but when I asked my animator for a different visualization of musical instability, she told me to chew asphalt. So, this is my best try. And maybe we just move on. Sometimes it's really the little things that charm people, like making your significant other breakfast, or telling someone they have a beautiful smile, or replacing the toilet paper the right way so it doesn't hang along the sandpaper you have for walls that you have to drag your hand on whenever you want to wipe your ass. You know, the little things. And the same is true for Tom and Jerry. Not the toilet paper part, the little musical effects they add to illustrate moments so perfectly. I just want to go through a couple real quick. I mean, first we got the little head shake sound. Everyone's heard that before. Most of the time it's just quickly going back and forth between two notes a whole step apart, usually in a pretty high octave on the piano. It'll be different every once in a while. They might use a different instrument, or sometimes the notes are a little more sporadic. But that's about all there is to this one. And while I wish my artistic impact could one day reach the level of recognition of my Deaf Cat's rendition of Through the Fire and Flames, we can all agree that it encapsulates this little movement so well. It's a staple of any depiction of someone being cartoonishly bashed in the head. It's iconic. Similarly, I've always thought the laughing music is really funny. It's also pretty simple, usually just descending chromatic notes, which kind of makes it sound like they're plagiarizing their own falling music. But the rhythm and the timbre they use makes it sound like the instruments are actually laughing. It's this like screechy, whiny tone they get out of their violins to create a really mocking sound. It's crazy. Like, why would that just work? It's like if I could make my piano sound like a Cardi B ad-lib. Okay, maybe it's not that unrealistic, but it's still crazy how perfectly it fits. I also love how sparingly they actually have the characters laugh. I mean, you could always have Jerry laughing at Tom, but they save it for when it'll really sting. I mean, like, Jerry's really kicking the shit out of Tom while he's down here. They have the little voice effects for each of them laughing, but they're totally unnecessary when the music literally laughs for the characters. It's so good. All these little devices aren't just ornamentations. They help bring Tom and Jerry to life. When Tom falls, your brain expects a little descending line. And when Jerry's running, your brain expects a fast, bouncy section to accompany it. Which just makes me wonder why they don't have any of that in the 2021 Tom and Jerry movie. Why did they try to make them sound real? These characters aren't real. They get shocked by lightning and cause millions of dollars in property damage. I don't want to hear the sound of my own breathing as these characters move lifelessly on my TV. Could you not afford a piano with your private island's worth of money? Here, I'll make this better for free.
Technique.
Doesn't seem like it was that hard. But I think that's one of the biggest problems with this movie. I mean, there's a million other problems, but whenever the animated characters are on screen, it just feels fake and empty. This cartoon's supposed to be like a ballet. The characters, like dancers, tell a story alongside the music. Without the music, it's just lifeless. It doesn't feel like Tom and Jerry. But hey, there's like hundreds of other episodes to watch, so whatever. Thanks for watching. I've got some pretty, honestly, disparate ideas for what I want to make on this channel. So if you like this, I'd recommend subscribing because you'll probably forget about this channel by the time the next video comes out. Sorry in advance. Bye!